and welcome to another video. This video is a video that I've been really excited for. I was gonna try to wait until I didn't sound sick anymore, but I feel like I've had this cough and congestion for like a while, so then I'll just be waiting forever. Like, I wanted to do the video last week, but I've been like sick and stuff. So hopefully it doesn't bother anybody too much. I've been waiting to do this video for so long. So honestly, let's just get right into it. This is my book reviews for the books that I read in 2023. There's another one that I need to add to this because I started it in 2023, but I ended it in 2024. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I didn't read that many books in 2023. I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I read 11 books in 2023. I hate the glare in my glasses. I've seen people that have read like 100 books, even like 50 books or whatever. But I literally read 11. I think that even if you read like one book, it's fine. I also was in college and stuff, and I'm gonna be in college coming up, so I don't know how many books I'm gonna be able to read this year. My goal is 20, and I've already read 2. I'm on my 3rd book right now, and it's only January 8th, and I think I can make it to my goal of 20 for sure. Hopefully I'll be able to read like 50. That would be awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna give my ratings for books. Some of these might be unpopular opinions. Some of these you might have not even heard of, which I totally understand. I'm gonna try to put pictures up of them, but I don't really know how to like do that, so I might not be able to. Actually, I guess I could just do it on here and like show it to you guys. This isn't in any particular order of how I read them. It's just, I'm just gonna say them, and then I'm gonna say my ratings for them. One of the ones that I read that I loved was, I don't know if you can see it. Well, it's gonna be backwards. It's called Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. And I loved this book. Obviously, everyone has different opinions on books, but I loved it. I thought it was really good. I love the way that Lisa Jewell writes. I like the way that it went from like the main girl's perspective to her mom's perspective, and then to a different character's perspective. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really good. It's like a suspense book. It's about this girl who goes missing, and her mom, like, they never find out where she, like, how she went missing until like 10 years later. And then she meets this guy, and she meets like a little girl that reminds her of her daughter, and that is all on the back of the book, so it's no spoilers, but it definitely turned out like way different than I thought, and it was really sad. It kind of reminded me of like Lovely Bones. If you're not really into that kind of thing, like, you shouldn't read it if you can't really do like things like that. So it's kind of like not Crime Junkie, but like Dateline, something kind of like that. That is like the theme or like the genre. But anyways, I gave that book a 5 out of 5 stars. I know that's like really high, I don't know, but I honestly would stick with it because I read like most of that book in like one day, and I just think that that is a really good sign of like a book if I can read it like really quickly. Another book that I read is called The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I know like a lot of people really like Riley Sager. I actually DNF'd this book, which means I didn't finish it because I just personally like wasn't a fan of the writing style. I just wasn't really a fan of it. I read like the first everyone's gonna like hate me. Like, I read like the first 5 chapters. Some people might say that it's not giving it like a book a good chance to only read like 5 chapters, but I honestly just could not. Like, I just honestly could not stand the writing style. It just wasn't my thing, and I could not get into it for some reason. I feel like most books I can kind of get into, even with like the first 3 or 4 chapters, but I don't know, this book just wasn't really for me. So I guess I can't really give it a rating because I DNF'd it. Anyways, I read another book called Anxious People. That book is by Friedrich Bachman. It looks like this. I know that that's backwards for you guys. He's also the guy who wrote A Man Called Otto, except his is like A Man Called Ove or something. I'm probably really butchering that. It was really interesting. It was hard for me to finish it. Like, the first half of the book, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. Now, the last half, I felt like I was just kind of forcing myself to read it. Like, I wasn't really wanting to pick the book up. I was just forcing myself to read it. But it was honestly pretty good. It had like a good lesson. But I wasn't really a fan of the style of writing. It just felt very like, I don't know. It also was really meaningful though. Like it had a really a good meaning. I would give it a 3 stars out of 5. On here I put 2.5, but I would honestly give it a 3. Another one that I tried to read was, I know either people really like Colleen Hoover books or not really. I tried to read Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and I also DNF'd that book like after maybe like the 10th chapter. It just wasn't really my style of book. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Like, I just didn't really, it sounds like I'm super negative because I'm like hating all these books, but it wasn't really my thing. Another book that I read is called Emma by Jane Austen. I'm honestly giving up on showing the pictures, and you can just look it up. If I can't figure out how to like add them in, you can just look them up. Anyways, yeah, it's called Emma by Jane Austen, and I honestly really liked it. I like historical fiction, and it was like in the Victorian era, and I just thought it was really cool, and I really liked the way that the writing was. Yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5. So it was just, I thought it was really good, and like the romance aspect was really cute, and just the way that the writing was. And then my grandma started me on this Cozy Mysteries series. Probably no one has heard of this, but it's called the Writer's Apprentice series, and the first book was called A Dark and Stormy Murder. And I would have probably given it a 3 because it was pretty enjoyable. It was a really easy read, and it was really short. Some of the parts like didn't make sense and stuff, but I still thought it was pretty good. And then the second book was Death in Dark Blue, and I thought it was a 2 out of 5 just because a lot of the storyline like didn't make sense, and it seemed like really jumbled up and really far-fetched. And then the third book was called A Dark and Twisting Path. I also gave that a 2 out of 5. It also just felt really drawn out to me. It felt like a lot of the information that was given wasn't necessary. Like it was too descriptive, I guess, so it wasn't really my thing. And then the fourth book that I read from that series is called Death Waits in the Dark. And I think I got like halfway through that book and I also DNF'd it just because it felt like it was like the same plot line over and over again in each book, and it was just kind of getting a little bit boring. Another book that I read that I actually really liked, and obviously this is another author that people either really like her writing style or they don't, and that's Taylor Jenkins Reid. I honestly have only read one of her books, Malibu Rising. I read it last year. Well, I read it in 2023. I would honestly give it a 4 out of 5 because I honestly thought that it was very it was really meaningful to me. It was really, honestly, it was really sad and emotional, and it made me really sad for the main character. And I honestly thought that it was really good. The storyline where it talked about, the main character's parents and it went into the past, I really liked that. I really liked that story. It was really emotional. It was obviously really sad, but it was really emotional and, it really pulled on my heartstrings, and I just thought that it was really good writing. The way that her writing style was really good. The second half of the book, I wasn't the biggest fan of because it was just the party scene, and it was just talking about everything happening at the party. It was just not really the second half of the book. I just felt like I was almost kind of forcing myself a little bit. I still liked the story, but I really liked the past and the past storyline. Like I said, I really like more I like historical books, and so I liked how it talked about the parents in the 1940s. Honestly, overall, it was a really good book, so I gave it a 4 out of 5. And then the last book that I read, 2023 and then partly into a couple days into 2024, is called The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. And I honestly want to read more of her books. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5, which is really high. It was supposed to be thriller, but it wasn't super suspenseful. I really liked the message. I really liked the message of I felt like the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law really misunderstood each other. It was kind of about them trying to understand each other and repair their relationship and stuff, and I just thought that it was really it was a good message, and it was really heartfelt, and so I actually really liked that. And I really like the way that Sally Hepworth writes. If you're going into The Mother-in-Law looking for something really suspenseful that will like catch you off guard and be like a plot twist. It's not really like that, but I still think that it was really good with like the message behind it and the dynamic between like the characters. That is my 2023 book reviews. It's nothing special. Hopefully my sick voice didn't bother anyone, but I've just been wanting to get this done for a long time. So I would really recommend Lisa Jewell books, Sally Hepworth books. Well, I guess I can't recommend like all of their books because I've only read one of their books. But I would recommend Then She Was Gone. I would recommend Malibu Rising and The Mother-in-Law and Emma if you like an older style of writing. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next video. I don't exactly know what the next video is gonna be or when it's gonna be. I think it might be another video related to books, but yes, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you have a good day. I realized after this video that I really have to try to get better at not DNFing books in the future, so sorry about that. I just wanted to hop on here really quick at the last minute and say I think my next video is gonna be my Kindle unboxing video. It's my first time getting a Kindle, but I've seen them be like really recommended, and thankfully for my father-in-law, he gave me a gift card for Amazon, and so thank you for the Kindle. I don't really know how to do like an unboxing video or whatever, but I'm really excited. Hopefully I'll give a review on if I like using it. Yeah, so my next video is going to be a Kindle unboxing, and then I'm going to have other videos probably about books and other stuff as well. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.